on their season. Plenty of weapons to deal with for the Duke Blue Devils. We are going to see their quarterback, Gunnar Holmberg, in the offense first as North Carolina A&T is going to kick this one off. Settle in. Friday Night Football here on ACC Network. Right up the middle, Duke's going to get the ball at the 26-yard line. Let's welcome in the third member of our team, and Bridget Condon. Bridget.
Hey, Matt and Eric, it's been 650 days since these fans behind me have been inside Wallace Wade Stadium watching a football game. That all changes tonight. I talked to some of the guys earlier this week, and they said those cardboard cutouts that they had in the stands last year, yeah, they were fine, but those cutouts, they didn't do the wave.
No, Bridget, cutouts. We are so happy to see real-life humans back in the stand. So Duke and Gunnar Holmberg going to get the ball first. Ball spotted at the 27-yard line for Gunnar and Duke. Right away, quick pass to Jake Bobo, the go-to receiver out of the Duke Blue Devils. And Gunnar Holmberg, good story here, Eric, making his first career start at home for Duke.
Yeah, and you expect a little bit of nerves, but hey, this is a guy that has waited his time and a guy that has earned his shot. Excited to see him execute at home tonight.
So a gain of 6 on first down. Mataeo Durant can't catch his feet, tackled for a loss there. Tackled on the play by number 95, Octavius Pringle. And a loss on the play for Duke, bringing up third down, loss of 4.
We've had a little weather in the triangle. I think this field is going to be a little bit wet. Interesting to see the rest of the game. Does that affect anything?
So an early third down challenge for Holmberg and Duke. Early movement. That'll be offsides on the Aggies. That was Pringle that jumped early. Get that 4 yards back, +1.
False start. Offense, number 71. 5-yard penalty. It's still third down.
That's Timothy Hedgepath, our official tonight, ACC crew. They called false start.
I don't know about that one, Matt.
So Maurice McIntyre, tack 5 on to the 3rd and long, now 3rd and 13. Holmberg sacked. What a play by Devin Harrell. Holmberg hung on to it just a little too long. Harrell able to close in on the sack.
This is what you can't do if you're an offensive line going against a lesser opponent. Watch your left side there, just getting on different levels. It's extremely hard, Matt, when your left tackle and your left guard are not on the same page and a game comes right in your face. That's why we saw an easy sack where 50 wasn't even really touched.
So incredible possession there for Duke. They've got a punt after 4th and 20. Corey Banks deep to receive the punt. That's going to go Duke's way.
Kick.
Going to roll inside the 25-yard line. So we bring out the Aggies offense for the first time tonight. Jalen Fowler, the Aggies quarterback. He's got plenty of weapons around him, Eric.
He does, and this is what you want to see. Get the run game established early and often. We talked about it in the opener there. Jermaine Martin, this guy is a stud for A&T. He truly can do it all, but the run game is something that this offensive coordinator and this offense want to get established early.
Their head coach, Sam Washington, honest this week. They had the layoff because they didn't play in the fall last year. They didn't even play in the spring, some 600 days in between games. He didn't realize how big of a factor it was going to be until he saw the first quarter last week against Front.
He said his guys were tired. They just weren't ready because you can't imitate playing a game.
First down, nothing doing there. No gain. And that was Jermaine Martin. We expect to call his name early and often tonight. And that is not Jalen Fowler starting at quarterback. Kingsley Afidi actually getting the start right now. We'll have to find out what's going on with Jalen Fowler, but that's Kingsley Afidi taking the snaps for the Aggies. A surprise to us. We expected to see Fowler, but it is in fact Afidi who keeps it himself. Short gain, tackled by Aeneas Peebles, gain of 3.
Well, we were talking with Coach Cutt earlier this week. He said, I need my defensive line to build a fence and not let anybody through it. A great couple of plays here early for that defensive line, led by Dwayne Carter. That's the standard that Duke wants to play with. We'll see if this secondary is going to get tested here.
So 3rd down and 7. As you see Fowler over there on the sidelines, it's a Afidi on this first drive of the game. 3rd down, a bugaboo for the Blue Devils a week ago. Afidi's gonna roll right, set his feet, throw to the boundary, has a receiver caught. That is Tamon Cook. Covered on the play by Daquan Johnson. Likes to go by Money Johnson, and that's gonna be a 1st down for the Aggies.
Yeah, Money's gotta close a little bit quicker there. He's gotta close that space. That was the biggest critique that we heard from Coach Cutcliffe and the defensive coordinator a week ago, saying we cannot allow for easy passes. Tally at 1 right there.
So how about Afidi, his first throw of the game, not expected to start. Moves the chains for North Carolina A&T. That's Martin up the middle. And you get the sense, Eric, with Duke tonight especially, for them, they're going to do their thing offensively, but they want to make the point defensively tonight based on what happened a week ago.
They do, and that's going to be a huge point of emphasis, not just in this game, but moving forward, challenging these players and saying, is that what you were happy with? Is that the standard that you want to play Duke football? They said absolutely not, went straight back to work.
So now 2nd and 9, small gain there for Martin on 1st down. Ball spotted just shy of the 25. And Afidi, the fake to Martin, and he's going to keep it himself. Boy, those defenders were all over that fake to Martin.
A great job by Ben Fry slamming down and doing his assignment, taking the running back, but a really great read as you see Ben on the top of your screen, slamming down, eliminate the run. A great read by the quarterback, picking up some, but overall, great job by Duke, swarming to the football.
Dorian Mausi on the tackle, bringing up 3rd and 6. Kayshawn Baker now in the back. He's their shifty, quick twitch back. 3rd down back for the Aggies. So Afidi's going to look right, come back to the middle, has a receiver crossing. It is caught. Corey Banks, and another 1st down for the Aggies. Tackled on the play by Shaka Hayward.
Matt, guys are running wide open. This is what we cannot have if we're Duke. This was a huge point of emphasis. Watch it come across your screen. Quarterback has time, goes through his reads. Linebacker just gets caught up in all that traffic. A great play call, better execution to pick up the 1st down.
Coach Cutcliffe told us their biggest victim last week, space. You know, North Carolina A&T saw that on film. Pair of 1st downs now for Afidi, the surprise starting quarterback for the Aggies tonight. That goes up the middle. That's Baker. Tackled on the play by Jamarick Woods.
Matt, we're doing a good job in the run game. That's what A&T wants to do. They want to run the ball, but Duke is saying, hey, you know, you're not going to get too far. Pick up a 4, maybe a little more than they wanted, but it's not the big home runs. You have to limit those, but you have to pick it up in the passing game.
Second and 6, Baker still in the backfield. And Afidi's going to keep it himself. Designed run for the quarterback. How about this? Kingsley Afidi moving the ball effectively. Tackled on the play by Lummy Young. And another 1st down, North Carolina A&T.
Well, that's probably my fault, right? Giving too much credit to the run defense. When you run the quarterback, you have an extra blocker. Guys can get out in space. Your quarterback gets to the secondary. Who knows what can happen? A great run there by Afidi.
Look, this is big-time football. You're going to get surprises all the time. But the surprise at quarterback, how much can that weigh in for the Duke defenders?
No question. When you don't know what's going to happen, you don't have film on them, there's absolutely no doubt that they can surprise you and really show you stuff that you had no clue was coming.
Plenty of film on Martin, who gets the carry. Short gain on the play, tackled by Jalen Alexander, gain of 1. There again, the look at Jalen Fowler, the starter. Last week, 268 yards, 2 touchdowns, 11 rushes, 29 yards. Coach Cutcliffe prepared for him, told us he's got a great release, really accurate arm. But that's all irrelevant at this point. We'll check in and find out what's going on with Fowler, as it's Kingsley Afidi now, midway through the 1st quarter. And a run to the outside by Bashul Tootin. That's going to bring up a 3rd down. Let's go down to Bridget Condon for an update on the quarterback. Bridget?
Yeah, he got injured last week against Furman a little bit in his right thigh, so it's just precautionary right now. They said if it was a conference play game, they would play him, but right now he's just cheering on his team on the sideline.
All right, so 3rd and 4. Big South Conference probably brings him out there, but they're going to go right now with Kingsley Afidi. 3rd down success early for the Aggies.
Watch for those crossing routes again. They had success with it. See if they attack it. Roll out your quarterback probably to the field here to the right.
Play clock at 3. Afidi's got a player wide open, and it's Baker. And another big game. 3rd down perfection continues for A&T. Jamarick Woods knocks him out of bounds. Big gain there, 16.
Baker is the all-purpose back. He's the scat back. You see him, just a simple wheel route, and nobody covering him. No one, everybody confused on the back end saying, who's got him? Do I have him? Do you have him? Duke's secondary has to figure this out. This is now a problem for these guys in 2 games in a row here.
What an opening drive by the backup quarterback, Kingsley Afidi, now spotted at the 27-yard line. Afidi throwing all the way, sets up the slip screen. It is bobbled, but eventually caught by Sterling Burkhalter. Jamon Franklin right there for a loss of 1.
You look at this drive, look at the clock. These guys are just eating it away, and this is the type of game A&T there wants to have. North Carolina A&T, they want to take away possessions. 7-minute drive, man.
Already 13th play of the drive. Taking the clock, eating the clock, keeping the defense out of the field. Now 2nd and 11. That's Frederick Graves to the outside. Look at Graves, lower his shoulder. Beg your pardon, that is Jermaine Martin lowering his shoulder. What a violent run out of Martin for a gain of 6.
Hey, we talked about that power and speed earlier in the open, but here's what you need to watch. The quarterback has established himself as a runner so much, the defenders did not do their job and stay on the running back. They went to the quarterback. He gets out in space and does the rest on the edge.
Jalen Alexander on the business end of that Jermaine Martin. And that was a run with intent. So another 3rd and short. Ball at the 22, opening drive for the Aggies. And another 3rd down conversion of Feedy to Burkhalter.
Space, space, space. These guys are catching the ball uncontested. That cannot happen. And what do you see from Lewis when he stands up there, Johnson, number 33? He looks exhausted. These guys are very tired in the secondary. Coach Cutcliffe getting a little upset on the sideline.
This was the one thing he said they had to fix, and to this point, they have not. Baker back in the backfield. Afidi, the give to Baker, tries to get to the outside, avoids a tackle, and a good effort making something out of nothing, gain of 4, tackled by Woods.
A really powerful run there by Baker, a guy who's normally a scat back, shows the elusiveness, getting through a tackle. My friend E.J. Manuel said, look, you have to have identity, make plays, make tackles. A great example there of not doing your job. Could have been a big loss there.
Was able to escape the tackle of Jalen Alexander, bringing up a 2nd and 6 now, ball at the 12. I mean, if you were tailgating late, you're coming in, we're into 4 minutes already in the 1st quarter. Afidi gives the ball to big Frederick Graves. He's tackled immediately. Small gain of 3. So already 4 of 4 on 3rd down, Eric. This one's big, 3rd and 3.
And you're seeing some sloppy tackles right now, Matt. These guys are exhausted for Duke. You have to just man up and say, listen, this is what all summer conditioning was for. This play right now, 3rd and 3, bend, don't break mentality. Get a big stop, get your offense back on the field.
If you're a Duke fan and you watched the game last week against Charlotte, you saw plenty of missed tackles. Probably having a little bit of deja vu, but they can get the defense off the field here with just a field goal. Lafidi hands it off. That's Frederick Graves pushing his way forward. And it looks as if it was enough for a 1st down.
Watch the power here from the running back, getting behind his shoulders, not going down. 2 guys hitting him at the line of scrimmage. He sneaks forward for another 2. Just a really impressive run there, and I hate to keep saying it, Matt, Duke is exhausted. 10 minutes, 30-second drive, 17 plays. They can't handle it right now.
And they've used 4 running backs, Baker, Martin, Graves, and Tootin. Now 1st and goal for the Aggies. Martin in motion, Afidi designed to run up the middle, gonna try to push his way towards the goal line, and Afidi's gonna get it down to the 2.
Just getting behind your pads there if you're the quarterback, following your big offensive line. Look, when you think of a G5 school or of an FCS school, you think of smaller offensive linemen. That is not the case. These guys are monsters up front, 300-pound plus at most of the positions, and these guys know how to get behind their pads and get going in the right direction.
You talk about the big boys, they're gonna bring in the heavy package here. 2nd and goal, Kingsley Afidi, if you're just joining us, getting the start ahead of Jalen Fowler, banged up a little bit last week. Okay to play if this was a conference game, but right now Afidi doing what he can, and Duke's gonna have to bang a timeout. A little bit of confusion on their side of the ball. Look, there's a minute 40 left in the 1st quarter. It's been a cup of coffee. We'll be back to see A&T come Eastern tomorrow. First things first for the ACC and Duke. Stop North Carolina A&T. Martin over the middle. Ball looks like it came loose. Martin tried to stretch it over. He was able to retain possession.
Here you see it, the big boys up front, just get them down, let your linebackers do work. The little movement on that ball there, but they're hurrying up saying, let's go.
That is a big fella. That's a heavy package here for the Aggies. 3rd and goal. Afidi's gonna take it himself. Can he get the push? Score it. Touchdown, North Carolina A&T. What a drive that was for Kingsley Afidi.
I mean, you are the number 2 guy coming into this game. You have that mentality and say, look, I just own this, and I'm going to walk right down the field and do a great job with this moment. Look at the big boys up front. Duke is going backwards. Matt, that is not what we expected to see tonight with these guys being angry, want to make a point. That's not happening so far tonight.
20 plays, 86 yards, 12:08 off the clock. You want a statement? The Aggies have come in here to Wallace Wade and done just that. Andrew Brown on for the extra point. And an unbelievable start for North Carolina A&T. They haven't won a game in 630 days. They don't have their starting quarterback. All they have right now is 7-0 lead, 1 yard, and the touchdown.
It was a perfect drive, Matt. I mean, you couldn't have it better if you wanted it. And you come in here composed, you come in here dropping dimes, and just orchestrate a perfect drive for a touchdown.
Andrew Brown's kick goes into the end zone, a touchback. That's where we'll see Duke's offense. Can Mataeo Durant is the year. Greg Schiano's like, wait a second, Big Ten football, I got this thing covered.
That's right. A little 4-game schedule. Never seen that before on the network.
Here's the way to tell if someone went to Syracuse, just ask them. 1st and 10, ball at the 25. Here's Gunnar rolling out to his right. Quick throw, off balance, intended for Eli Ponkel.
Good to see.
2nd and 10.
Yeah, good to see Eli involved there. Looked like he's fumbled on or stumbled on the get up there, but this defensive line, this defensive coordinator say, hey guys, look, we have got to get a push. We have to get a rush, slow this offense down.
So 2nd and 10, still nothing out of the star, Mataeo Durant. He's gonna get the ball there off the right side. Nothing going there, tackled immediately on the play by Robert Porcher.
And I know we want to get Mataeo the ball, but that's a pull read right there. If Gunnar pulls that, he's gonna pick up some big time yardage. Play in the offense, understand the offense. Now it's 3rd and long.
That D-line Porsche, you see him there.
Would love to see the center snapper right there, get some free yardage.
Big 3rd down for Holmberg and Duke after punting on their first possession. Sets his feet, looks left, throws left. goes to old reliable Jake Bobo, and a first down for the Blue Devils, forced out by Miles Simon.
Matt, an interesting thing there. North Carolina A&T went right back to that same stunt that they ran on the first third down with success. The Duke offensive line did a much better job picking it up. Easy conversion.
So gain of 11, little tempo now to Holmberg. Again, back to Bobo. Bobo's able to get to the outside. Just like that. A little bit of movement, a little bit of tempo. Another first down for the Blue Devils. Likely the last play of the first quarter. That was quick. And North Carolina A&T took advantage of it. Big drive out of their backup quarterback. And how about the Aggies coming into Wallace Wade? They're up 7-0 after one here on ACC Network. The Duke Blue Devils, after 600-some days away from the football field. Look, the Duke fans are out and about tonight. Beautiful night as they mark that 2nd and 9. So 2nd and 1 to start the second quarter. When in doubt, give it to Mataeo Durant. He'll move the chains for you. Does just that. And a first down for Duke. So, Aaron, coming out for first quarter, you and I were just in here looking at each other like, what is going on? It's time now for the Duke offense to get into rhythm.
It absolutely is, and you cannot just give the ball back quickly, which they've already stalled enough. Need to see better push on the run here, though, but you got to let your defense breathe. You've got to let them regroup and look at themselves, say, what just happened? What can we do? How can we fix it? That's what Duke is doing right here on this drive. Expect them to keep just grinding this out.
Shamari Wallace holds Durant to no gain, or a loss of 1 rather, bringing up 2nd and 11. Holmberg quickly to Durant, has space and some blocks.
This time.
And Mataeo Durant out of the backfield could do a little bit of everything, forced out by Aaron Harris in a gain of 19.
Really great play call right here, and sometimes you just get lucky. When you see on the edge there, they're blitzing right off where Mataeo comes from. Gunnar identifies that quickly, gets him the ball in space.
Play fake, roll left for Holmberg, over the middle, caught. That is Jalen Calhoun, and here comes tempo. Another first down for Duke.
Good to see some rhythm, good to see some movement, get a lot of wide receivers involved. This is where Duke wants to be offensively.
Another gain of 18. Durant comes off the tackle. There goes Mataeo Durant. Duke answers. Touchdown, Blue Devils. Devin Harrell missed the tackle. Mataeo Durant made him pay 19 yards for the score, extra point away from being tied up at 7.
Mataeo Durant, the workhorse, the powerful back, says Ezekiel Elliott's his favorite player. A little bit of shines of vintage Zeke right here, getting through the hole, keeping his feet moving, get into the end zone, young man. What a great play for the easy touchdown.
Charlie Ham on for the extra point. Porter Wilson holding. And that's how you answer. A little 38 left in the second quarter. Big factor on that drive, Eric. He ran the ball, caught the ball out of the backfield. 9 plays, 75-yard drive, ties it at 7.
Yeah, Mr. Do-It-All was really active there for Duke, and that's what you want to see from your best player. He has to play that way for you to win ball games. No different here. How about a little surprise onside, Matt? Looks like they get it. It's a scrum.
What a call by Cutcliffe. Charlie Ham goes for the surprise onside to maybe flip a little momentum in the Blue Devils' way. Now you have bodies everywhere.
What a play call, man. I love it to have the audacity. And there they go.
Look at this.
Great play call.
You know that you went through a first quarter where you don't feel good about what just happened. Leave it to Charlie Ham and that low face mask to make something good go down.
Hey, listen, I don't care who we're playing. We need to win a football game, and if this is how we have to do it, fantastic play call. Look at that.
Let's watch for the 10 yards. Clear.
Beautiful.
Gunnar Ham.
Fantastic execution.
Oh. Down there with the big boys.
Good
Charlie
execution.
Ham, rather,
Good
yeah.
execution. Great execution. Kicker would have came up with it. Looked like it clipped somebody's heel, but great play call.
So here comes Gunnar in the offense. Swings it out to Durant. Durant drops it. They're going to rule that pass incomplete as it went forward. Kyan Howard right there. But you have to do things like that sometimes. If you just come out not playing well defensively, you want to keep them off the field. Now we've only seen North Carolina A&T in their opening possession. Here comes Duke again after the onside
Hey,
kick.
best way to play defense is don't play defense.
Clip that off. Wisdom. Print the T-shirt. Use that at halftime. Holmberg over the middle. What a catch by Bobo. Threw it up. The receiver extended it. Bobo, his favorite target last week. 7 catches, 88 yards, and it's that way again. And a first down for Duke.
Really nice job there by Gunnar, staying in there, making the big throw.
Rolls out, Gunnar. Finds Nicky DeMolin. Brings up second down.
Big Stuckey there with a hit, bringing some authority on the tackle there. A couple of back-to-back plays, great tackles in space.
You talk about the defense being tired. You're going to start seeing that out of the Aggies after that drive. Here's Durant again. A short gain for him. Porche and Wallace combined for the tackle.
Hey, Mataeo saying, look, guys, I'm a little tired. Get me out of here. Coaches say, no, sir. We need you in there, big man.
You're going to stay put. So 3rd and 6. Holmberg looks over the middle, has a man over the middle. It is caught in a big game. Jalen Calhoun gets it inside the 2-yard line. This is just what the Blue Devils ordered. Touchdown, onside, big play, Jalen Calhoun. Now they're rolling 1st and goal. Here's that tempo. There's Mataeo Durant, ball over, and just like that. Down 7-0 after the first. Duke comes back 6 plays, 52 yards, and the 2nd touchdown of the night for Mataeo Durant.
Really great execution there by the Blue Devils. Get it to Jake Bobo, get it to your big tight end, get it out to Calhoun, and then let your bell cow do the rest. Mataeo Durant, a special player. A little bit of a dive in there, some acrobatic ability. I know he's tired, but man, you get those TDs, get those stats up.
I absolutely love the call by Coach Cutcliffe.
I do too.
He knew that his team, they had answered and scored the touchdown, but you came out flat.
You got to find a way.
Change that with 1 onside kick. Duke got 14-7 in the 2nd quarter. That kick after the touchdown that ignited Duke, and then Gunnar Holmberg took over finding his weapons.
Gunnar looking surgical. When he has time to throw, he's been able to do it very well, finding his receivers, getting the ball around. But then Mataeo Durant, Mr. Do-It-All for Duke. He's going to have to be great tonight, and he's been just that so far.
You talk about it, flip the script. First drive, they looked lost. And then 2 in a row lead to touchdowns and a 14-7 lead here, beginning part of the 2nd quarter.
Got your running back falls down, first play. You get sacked, puts you behind the line of scrimmage. Just a sloppy start, but they figured it out.
Charlie Ham's fired up now. At that onside kick, he's like, watch me.
Does he do it again right here?
No. They're looking for it now. Tamon Cook deep to receive. For the Aggies. And that, they're going to throw the flag. Did not cross into the end zone, so they'll mark him for a penalty there. Let's go down to Bridget Connor with more on Mataeo Durant. Bridget?
Yeah, Matt, back in March, Coach Cut had a conversation with Mataeo and said, I don't want you to get into the senioritis now that you're, here at Duke another year. I want you to focus on your effort and conditioning because sometimes these older guys get into a routine. Mataeo became more intentional about his work this offseason, and we saw it last week with those 255 yards, named ACC running back of the week, and big with 2 touchdowns here tonight in just 3 minutes and 50 seconds.
You know what I love about that story, Bridget, is it after you set a school record, it appears that the conversation has sunk in for Durant. So 2nd possession now for the Aggies. Kingsley Afidi, the quarterback. The handoff to Martin trying to get to the outside, and it ain't gonna happen. Duke everywhere. Led by Lummy Young.
Great job there by Lummy, getting outside. Lummy getting outside and not letting him break containment. You've got to swarm this running back. He's special. He can make things happen. You see Young there just tracking him down. Good job with your pursuit. Let everybody else come to the party.
Just the 2nd time the Aggies had the ball. They marched right down the field, ate up about 12 minutes of clock in the 1st quarter. 20 plays, 86 yards, you see it there. And then after Duke recovered the kick, just the 2nd time we've seen Afidi and the Aggies He's going to roll right, throw right, quickly caught. Tamon Cook forced out of bounds by Jalen Stinson.
And another open wide receiver, but that was better closing speed. We saw a defensive back accelerate through the tackle, and a much better job by Jalen Stinson there to close space in a hurry. That's what we need to continue to see and Duke build upon this defensive backfield.
They were 6 for 6 on 3rd down on their first possession. Now 3rd and 8.
Would love to see some pass rush here, Matt. Big Fry down at the bottom of our screen. A wrestler. See him use his magic here.
It said that the D-line needs to be the difference. Playing shorthanded. No Gary Smith. Affini over the middle. It is incomplete. Josh Blackwell covering Sterling Burkhalter. Flag on the play.
Pass interference, defense number 31. The ball will be placed at the spot of the automatic first down.
It looked like there was good contact there from Blackwell the entire time. You see him just on the back, kind of pulling on him. He was just a little bit early. I like the aggressiveness though, Matt. That was the first time that we've seen a Duke defensive back in the same picture as a wide receiver. But unfortunately, a flag.
Another chance for them to get off the field, and they don't. So first down, Affini going to go up top. There's more hands there, and it looks as if he's going to get got again, Blackwell, for passing interference.
Back-to-back plays, you never want to see that. I like this physicality from Blackwell. Didn't think that was much of a play. We'll see if we get a better angle.
Pass interference. Defense number 31. 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
So we talked about Ron Hunt, the big play receiver for the Aggies, and this is him right here, and Blackwell knows it.
He says, hey, I'm just going to go right over the top. Blackwell extending that arm. You couldn't really tell there. Didn't look like he locked out, but certainly physical. I'm on the fence there. I'm an offensive guy, but I like the physicality. I'm not sure if that's it.
Hunt, 5 receptions, 146 yards, and 2 touchdowns a week ago against Furman. He is a big play threat as the Aggies back in Duke territory. Ball at the 42. Affini going to throw again. That's incomplete.
Back-to-back pass interference calls, Matt, just walking down the field. Tough for any defense. Duke is really going to have to stand up tall here, make a big-time play. Josh Blackwell, he's a physical corner. He's a great player, probably the best on this Duke defense. Unfortunate to get hit with 2 penalties back-to-back there.
Young on the coverage there. That's the first incomplete pass for Affini. Brings up 2nd and 10. Affini's going to keep it himself. Does a nice job to do a good cutback. He kind of stutter-stepped his way into the backfield, made his cut left, was able to get a big gain there, gain of 9, bring it up 3rd and short.
A really elusive play there. You like the tempo here on 3rd and short. Fumble snaps.
All kinds of movement. You're going to flag a ball on the turf.
False start. Offense. Not all players were set prior to the snap. 5-yard penalty. 2nd down.
And that's what'll kill your tempo. When guys aren't getting ready,
Correction.
Center snaps the
3rd
ball.
down.
Lucky
Affini
that it wasn't
ready
turnover.
for it.
Yeah, exactly. Coach Washington not happy.
So 3rd and 1, had a little thing going, now brings up 3rd and 6. Again, 6 of 6 on 3rd down of the Aggies. Picked up a passing interference call in the last 3rd and long. Affini designed to run, can't get away from the Duke defenders. Mausi and Howard on the tackle, brings up a 4th down.
Really great job by Mausi, staying in his lane, identifying that it's a quarterback draw, and just triggering quickly to the quarterback there. A good play call with what we've seen from the Aggies, but just better defense.
So a no gain, and Duke gets their stop. you can't overrate that based on what we saw last week and what we saw in the first possession.
No question. This defense was tired. This defense was confused. This defense was not in the right position. A big-time stop right here. Get your offense the ball back. Go score some more points before halftime.
Mike Rivers, the punter. There's a flag on the play.
Offense, 5-yard penalty. It's still 4th down.
Some of those delayed games, back him up a little bit, give the punter a little more room to situate himself.
He just wants to get more room, more yards for his stats. Smart play by the punter there.
Kickers like to pad stats.
If I was Duke, I would have declined it.
Just because. So Blackwell deep to receive, had a couple of PIs.
Duke did decline it, so Coach Cutt and I, same guy.
Pressure on, punt just gets off. Blackwell's going to fair catch it at the 10-yard line. Couple touchdowns and a defensive stop. Duke starting to find their rhythm, 8:52.
Holmberg, who's making his first start here inside Wallace Wade Stadium. His family is here, his mom, his sister, and a big crew of people are here because Duke University has a much bigger connection to these people than just football. Gunnar and his family moved here in 2006 when his dad was going through cancer treatments at Duke Hospital. He spent 3 years down here before he passed away when Gunnar was 10 years old, and his mom said that experience shaped who he is as a player and allowed him to wait his turn for this moment to start tonight. She said when I talked to her earlier what his dad Sean would think about it, he said he would be on cloud nine, elated. He loved sports, and for his son to be the starting quarterback here is a dream come true.
Bridget, thank you. We talked to Gunnar about that as Jordan Waters on the carry. We had talked to Gunnar about it this week, and he said, look, I don't want this stadium, this university, and this place to represent what was a bad time for my family. I want to turn it around and make this a positive influence for my family, and we're going to see that here tonight. What a story of perseverance out of Gunnar Holmberg. So 3rd and 5. That ball incomplete. Intended to Jake Mawidi. His mom, Jen. They brought a lot of family and friends out here to see this game as Gunnar finally gets his first start here for the Duke Blue Devils. Got an injured player on the field. When he got here, Daniel Jones, you may know him, starting quarterback, New York Giants. He was here. Chase Bryce then transfers in from Clemson, so Gunnar had to wait his turn to get this job.
Yeah, he has, and really just looks like he's taking advantage of it. He's super sharp, the way that he makes plays, the way that he has the grasp of this offense. And when we were talking to Gunnar, as you alluded to earlier, said, hey, look, we don't want this to be a dark place. We want this to be a bright spot for Duke.
Came in as a 4-star recruit out of Wake Forest, North Carolina, went to Heritage High School. You know, you bring in Chase Bryce, who had a cup of coffee at Clemson, actually led into a big win in their national championship year. You're thinking, okay, Bryce is here, I'm about to wait. Well, Bryce entered the transfer portal again. He's at Appalachian State. And then Gunnar Holmberg earns the job for the Duke Blue Devils and getting his first career start tonight at home in front of his family and friends.
To 7 minutes, 59 seconds, 7-5-9.
One thing that you noticed in that past drive, Matt, no Mataeo Durant. Offense kind of sputtered out a little bit with him not on the field there. Expected Duke to take advantage of getting the ball back. They're unable to do so.
Porter Wilson to punt, a little pressure, gets the punt off safely. Corey Banks, he's going to field it after the bounce. Risky for Banks to do it, but he pulled it off. So the Aggies will come back on offense, tackled by Daquan Johnson. But Coach Washington's fired up. They were moving the ball again. They had that penalty on 3rd and short, ended up in a punt. They know they can move the ball in the Duke defense if they want it.
And I expect to get them to get back to the pass here. What we saw from Afidi in that first drive was efficiency, confidence, and delivering strikes. They're going to establish the run, but get back to the pass, I'd be willing to bet.
Time of possession still doubled up in Aggies' favor. Here, first down, and a nice gain on the play. Bashul Tootin, the running back. And a gain of 7.
Nice job with having 2 backs in the backfield there. Not sure which one's going to get a little bit of a misdirection play, and then just hitting your holes created by this big offensive line. Been very impressed with what we've seen up front from the Aggies.
We've already seen 4 running backs. We detailed that in the first quarter. We've seen Martin, who's back there now, Baker, Tootin, Graves. 2nd and 3, give the ball to Big Jermaine. He takes it over midfield, tackled by Michael Reese, gain of 3.
Some new guys in for this Duke defense. Looking at the defensive line, rotating guys in. Hopefully they'll give a little bit of a spark, a little bit of energy to this defense. 3rd and short here. You're going to have to rear your head back and really get a push. Try to get them to go backwards here.
Caleb Opan now in at defensive end. I said earlier, Gary Smith, D-tackle, he's out tonight. So 3rd and inches. Afidi going to get the push and the first down.
A good initial push there by Duke, but really it was the second effort that got them to the first down there.
College football lineup tomorrow right here on ACC Network. Busy Saturday. Illinois and Virginia start the fun off at 11 a.m. Rutgers, Syracuse from the Carrier Dome. Clemson hosting South Carolina State. And then the ACC primetime matchup presented by Geico. Jacksonville State squares off against Florida State. Be interesting to see what they do at quarterback for Florida State. After the great play by Mackenzie Milton late in that game, Jordan Travis came out. But now Afidi going to look to take a shot to his big play receiver. And it's incomplete. Ron Hunt looked like he had a step on Blackwell. Afidi couldn't make the throw.
Yeah, and you might even could call for a pass interference here, but a great stutter route and go. And he's got him beat. If this ball is thrown out in space, that's potentially a touchdown. Just a great route by Hunt, really selling it, breaking it down, and using his speed to get over the top and to stack on top of that defender. Should have been a big completion.
That's the difference between Fowler, the starting quarterback, and Afidi, who started his career at ECU. Just 4 career completions coming into tonight. He can run the ball, can Afidi. Takes it up the middle, cuts outside, a big gain, going to move the chains for the Aggies.
A really great read there by Afidi. If you saw on the top of your screen, they were bringing safety blitz, and he just reads it, hangs in there, says not so fast, hits the hole with authority. No linebackers home, able to get to the 2nd level, pick up some easy yards.
Going to mark it as a gain of 11, going to be a first down for NC A&T. Let's look at Jalen Fowler, the starting quarterback, not tonight. Baker in the backfield, stutter steps his way through the line of scrimmage. Gain of 5. Back on the play by Woods.
It'll be interesting to see there, a little bit of a new wrinkle. They had a little bit of an orbit motion going behind that running back dive there. It'll be interesting to see where they setting that up, seeing if something else will be there. They throw a pass to it, hand it off. There was nobody home on the backside for Duke.
Yeah, one cut, he could be gone. Coach has said he's their shifty, dynamic. They love to use that word, quick twitch. 2nd and 5. Matt Klein, he's got a quick twitch. Saw him run in here after his pregame show, and there he is again, Baker. So how did that work? You did the huddle, and then you walked across the building.
It was a far walk.
Look,
put some emphasis on that walk.
There's a reason they call ESPN a campus.
A campus, that's right. I got my 10,000 steps in today.
Boy.
Half of it was that walk over to this studio.
So 3rd and short again for the Aggies. Can they get the push? Afidi looks like he's going to get another first down for North Carolina A&T.
And it's the 2nd push, Matt. It's been that way 3 times in a row when they get into this heavy package, run a quarterback sneak. Just a really good job by the offensive line, hanging in there. As you see here, Duke does a great job stopping it initially. Just can't get him down. His feet keep churning. He's picking up yards, picking up first downs.
Offensive line substitutions. George Simpson comes back in. And then Lawrence LeGrone in for Corian Sharp. So first down. Aggies again having some success on the ground. Ball at the 22. Hand off to the left side. Good effort there by Big 92. And he is Peebles on the tackle.
A really nice pull there by Simpson, coming across the formation and just obliterating the safety, Big Lummy right there. He got in the backfield, but watch this offensive lineman. He goes, look out. He's kind of undercut him a little bit. It didn't look as cool in real time. But a great job getting that guy on the ground.
Also 1 second and 11. Under 3.5 to play in the first half. Afidi gonna roll right, throw right, receiver open, caught, and a missed tackle, Tamon Cook. Jamaric Woods able to slow him up just enough, but he stayed on his feet. Could have been a big play.
Yeah, good closing speed there. Try to make some contact, get him down, but the wide receiver able to pick up some extra yards. Great job rolling the pocket, keeping this Duke defense eyes all over the place. You're right, if he doesn't make that tackle, that's a huge gain, maybe a touchdown.
So 3rd and 6. Play call should give you indication of their 4th down intentions. Afidi looks to go out of the backfield, but finds his receiver, Corey Banks. And it looks as if he's going to have enough for the 1st down.
It's certain, yeah, referee waving him on, but what was really impressive about that was watching Afidi going through his reads, going through his progressions. The running back was the first option. He wheeled out of the backfield, saw that Duke was in cover 2. That wasn't open. Great check down.
How about the Aggies on 3rd down time? Now 9 of 10.
It's impressive. That's how you win football games, and especially coming into a Power 5 opponent, hit him right in the mouth, execute on 3rd down. 2
minutes to play in the first half. Jermaine Martin off the right side. I'll tell you what, this kid, he declared that he was coming back. They didn't have the spring season. You think he's an NFL-type body, see some extracurriculars and a flag on the play. Dorian Mausi on the tackle.
Yeah, looked like a little bit of acting on the Duke defensive line here. It's going to be interesting to see which way does this go.
Timothy Hedgepath, the head official.
After the play, personal foul, unnecessary roughness, defense number 99. Penalty is half the distance to the goal, automatic, 1st down.
That's Christian Rory with an absolute huge penalty on this drive.
It really is. You're getting a great stop, and then just acting the most, grabbing a face mask. I mean, what are you thinking is going to happen here? You're absolutely going to get penalized. Just a silly play from a young player that, you know, really Duke needs to step up. Duke needs him to have a presence on this defensive line, and he just quite hasn't matured enough yet.
So now 1st and goal, Aggies. They ride Jermaine Martin, who had nothing going at the beginning. Tackled by Loma Young and a gain of 1.
A little bit of scuffling going on here after plays. This Duke defense needs to understand, do it while the play's happening. Do it while the play is in session, not afterwards. That's not where you make your money. That's when you're going to get penalized and get in this situation you are in now.
North Carolina A&T still has all 3 timeouts, under 1.5 minutes, just eating clock every time they get the ball. 13 plays, 54 yards. This is the 14th play of this drive as Duke tries to sub in some last-minute defenders. A&T going to use one of their 3 timeouts. So 1:08 minutes left in the front. All right, so I wondered why one of the camera shots was slow. Now I know why.
Hey, just do your job, man. That's what you need to focus on. Get these guys hyped. He looks good, though. He's jacked, man.
So 2nd and goal, just before the half. And Afidi's going to keep it himself. How about it? Kingsley Afidi. During the commercial break, my partner said, run the quarterback, and they did. And we are an extra point away from North Carolina A&T tying this game up with Duke with 1:03 minutes left before the half.
Really just a silky smooth read here. Great job by Afidi and a great block, bringing your wide receiver in, get on the edge. Man, this kid is having a ball game right now. Get in the end zone, young man.
You fake it to your star running back, Jermaine Martin. That is going to get the attention and leaves the quarterback, Afidi, who got the start, surprise start to us. And right now, it is 14 on. I'll tell you what, when you look at the stats at the half, North Carolina A&T 100 rushing yards to Duke's 19. That has been the difference in this game, because with the rushing, man, they've eaten a lot of clock. Time of possession, 22 to 6.5.
I mean, there's no shot that you would think that Duke would have been in this situation, just understanding the disparage of talent, but that has not been the case. North Carolina A&T saying, we have some dogs over here, and they are playing out of their mind. The Aggies looking super sharp offensively, have really been impressed with what we've seen from quarterback play for North Carolina A&T.
If not for the onside kick that Duke had to recover to get some momentum, North Carolina A&T has won this first half.
No question about it. And if you're Duke, you're not embarrassed. You're not worried about any of that. You're worried about winning a football game. Don't let any other factors in this. You've got to put your front foot forward and say, hey, we've got a minute and 3 seconds to go down and score, get some momentum going into halftime, into the third quarter.
Speaking of halftime, our friends Jordan Cornett, the coach, Mark Richt, and E.J. Manuel going to handle the halftime duties. Matt Klein gets this halftime off. He's slumming it in here with me.
I'm surprised they don't want me to run over there and do it real quick with him.
Jalen Stinson deep to receive. Stinson met by a crew of Aggies players, but Kingsley Afidi, we said we didn't expect him to start. Jalen Fowler banged up from a week ago. He has been efficient and effective.
Have been really impressed with Afidi's decision-making, running the ball, whether to give it, whether to pull it, and then just his smooth, calm, cool collectness in the passing game, identifying, okay, who's open, I'm gonna fit it right to him, and on third down, Matt, he has been smooth operator all night long.
Now Gunnar Holmberg trying to lead the 2-minute offense, a 1-minute offense at that before the half, gets it out to Bobo, and that's a good start. Forced out by Miles Simon. Duke still 2 timeouts remaining, 52 seconds in the half. Holmberg again, the quick throw incomplete, intended for Cole Finney.
Just a little bit outside of the stretch of the tight end there. 6'7", hard to overthrow a 6'7" guy.
Brings up 2nd and 10. Holmberg, plenty of time. Looks quick, throws quick. It's Bobo. I think Duke's going to use one of their remaining 2 timeouts.
Charge timeout. Duke, their second of the half. It will be 30 seconds.
Every Saturday morning, the huddle, Cornett, Matt Klein, Manuel, Richt, get you ready for ACC football. They'll preview the slate of games, keep you updated on all things ACC football. 10 a.m. Eastern right here, ACC Network, one tap, on the one app, one tap rather, in the ESPN app. And I bet your guys' week here on the ACC Network was entertaining, to say the least, based on the Week 1 performances. I can only imagine what the conversation will be tomorrow morning with the outcome of this game.
It'll be a lot of fun. We'll talk about it. But the good thing is, Matt, there's a great slate of games. Oh, right on cue here. You pull it up for me. Pitt versus Tennessee. Cannot wait to see that. The Johnny Majors Classic. What a great partnership between those 2 universities. And then a big game I've got my eye on. NC State, Mississippi State.
That's a good one.
Can't wait to see it. The Bell Cows, they're going to be ringing down there in Stark Vegas. A big opportunity for that NC State defense.
I tell you what, between those 2 teams, I said it before the season that Pitt could mess with people because of the experience they have at quarterback, and NC State looked good in Week 1 as Holmberg goes over the middle. What a go up and get it catch by Calhoun, who's had a nice first half. Tackled by Reams, coming out of the timeout, moved the change, tempo now for Duke. And Gunnar Holmberg's there going to clock it to bring up 2nd down.
Great catch there by Jalen Calhoun, really having strong hands. He goes up and just grabs that football, doesn't allow it to get close to his body. Watch here as he goes over the middle. Hunter gonna read it, sees it, and a really strong grab there. Keep it away from the defender. Great job by Gunnar.
So after the spike, 2nd and 10. Holmberg forced out of the pocket, throws it right. And that's caught by Harding. That's Daryl Harding's first grab of the night, forced out of bounds by Joseph Stuckey, gain of 6. Third and 4, Holmberg stays strong in a pocket and throws it behind his intended receiver. Late hit there by Kywan Howard, but not called, intended for Cole Finney.
Yeah, obviously the ball thrown behind his big tight end here. Hard to make that catch. And then that right there, that's a penalty. That's a big point of emphasis. They've got to call that.
See, I disagree with that one. One, because from his vantage point, you can't tell if the ball's caught, and I don't think there was any leading with any type of head or helmet or throwing himself at the defenseless receiver. So I think good no call. 4th and 4, Duke converts. It's Calhoun again. Boys, he had a good first half.
Really quick player, finesse with the routes, get open, pick up some big yards. Would love to see him get more involved here.
So gain of 15, Duke is moving, clock starts. 1 timeout remaining, down to 10 seconds. Holmberg over the middle. Again, Calhoun. Can he get in? It's down to 5 seconds. Duke has that final timeout just short of the goal line. So now they're going to use their final timeout. 1st and goal from the 1, 5 seconds.
Who do you think's getting the ball here on 1st and goal? Who do you guess? I'm going to give you a hint, Mataeo Durant, but a great play here. Get in front of your quarterback, get in that hole of the coverage. Would have loved to see Calhoun fight through that tackle, but regardless, a great catch. Really been impressed with his involvement early in this offense. Thought a week ago that was a big miss. I thought they needed to involve him a lot more than they did. Good to see the young playmaker getting involved here.
5 catches, 98 yards. Caught every target. All right, so I agree with you when you think, like, give it to Mataeo Durant. I'll play devil's advocate. What if he stopped for no gain?
Then they go to halftime. That's what happens. I mean, you've got to trust. You've got to trust that he's the best player on the field.
Put it on the offensive line.
And say, hey, let's go get it, boys. This is where we earn our keep right here. That big offensive line led by Jack Wallenball. Say, hey, we're going full speed ahead and get it done.
And as a big fella, that's what you want, right?
Absolutely. I mean, if you're an offensive line, like I mentioned, big Jake Wobel, you're saying, let's go. Let's get it done. Rely on us. We understand how important that this drive is, that this points could be.
The 10th play of this drive, an impressive drive for Gunnar Holmberg in this offense. Really enacting that minute 24 offense that they had. Hurry up in tempo. So here we go. 1st and goal. Durant in the backfield. Holmberg out of the shotgun. Give it to Durant, and he gets in. Touchdown, Duke. It wasn't by much, but it doesn't matter.
Love the play call. Love the trust from your big offensive line. Wolba up front, making things happen. Watch him getting a great push. Everybody moving guys out of the way. Mataeo does the rest.
Robert Porsche had a chance for a tackle for loss and end the half. What an effort out of him. But Durant now the 3rd touchdown of the half. 2nd week in a row, he scored 3 touchdowns. Look, if you're David Cutcliffe, you go into the locker room not happy with how it's gone, but praising that last half execution, what Gunnar just led with that offense.
Absolutely. It is hard to win football games. People don't understand how difficult it is, how much goes into it. He's going to be, you know, happy with the lead, but he needs more to it. I'm actually not surprised they're taking another look at this. See where that knee is. Mataeo tucked the ball a little bit. He didn't stretch out. He kept it right kind of at his midsection. We're going to need to see a side view here to really confirm, because that, well, he does it. His knees stay up. That's what I was looking at. I think
this would be a good view. Oh, no, he's hidden.
And see what, if he was falling down and he was falling down front, his knee would certainly touch. He turns sideways, kind of gets to his back, so everything's going to stay off the ground. Great effort by this defense, though. Yeah, he's going to be in right there.
Yeah, his butt stayed up off the field. He rolled his back into the end zone.
An important thing is that it was called a touchdown. I don't think we have a clear enough view to see where the ball is if they were to reverse it.
You can hear the applause on the field. You saw Mataeo give the thumbs up.
If it is reversed, there's no time left. The half is over. And so you talk about momentum swing going right back to A&T right here with a big stop.
So Timothy Hedgepath continues to look into the monitor. I just don't think there's anything that would overturn this. I think it will stand, and Duke will take a 2014 lead right now, barring the extra point.
And you look how he turned his body. That was my main concern. Did his knee go down? His knee is not anywhere close into this play, so now it's his bottom. You know, does that touch? Where's the ball? It's good. That's a touchdown.
Grant's like, look, I'm going to go to the bathroom. I'll meet you guys in the locker room. Got my 13 of the half. I'll see you guys in a minute.
Hey, speaking of, if you're an away team, you got to hike to get to your locker room.
The ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
Okay.
Please set the game clock to 3 seconds.
3 seconds left
on the game clock.
Charlie Ham. As Durant's going to head in early. Get some hydration, relieve some hydration. Jackson Hubbard, the holder. Ham on for the extra point. So 21-14. There's a flag on the play. Ham got some contact after the kick.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense, number 3. The ruling on the field is a successful try. The 15-yard penalty will be enforced on the kickoff.
And look at the contact. I don't know.
Give him the trophy, Matt.
You know, Ham had us sold earlier that he could hang with the big boys after the onside and getting up there and roughing with everybody. And then that.
He's doing it big time. 3 seconds left. Maybe that's what they were looking at with that replay, why it took so long. With this one, you probably just want to squib it down the middle, not give him any chance of a return. Or just boot it out of the end zone. You just got an extra 15 yards.
You know what? That's $1, Charlie Ham, for that acting job. I mean, he was basically asking them to bring out the orange soccer tray.
That's right.
To take him off the field.
You know, this new world of NIL, man, he might be auditioning for some commercials right there. He did a great job with it.
So if you're both coaching staff, quickly from the Sam Washington side, what are you telling your team at the half?
That we can play with anybody. We can hang in this game. We've out-physicaled them. We've outmatched them. I'm going right up to my offensive line and say, keep going. We're going strong. We're relying on you guys.
Give me David Cutcliffe.
Boys, let's go do it in the second half. We've got the lead. We've got this victory in our grasp. We just have to execute better defensively. Keep doing what we're doing on offense.
Duke got the ball to start the game, so it'll be the Aggies who begin the second half with the ball. And now we've got whistles. We can't end the 3 seconds.
Delay game, kicking team, 5-yard penalty. It's still the kick down.
Matt, I have never seen a delay a game on a kickoff before. You know, but I appreciate it. More airtime for you and I.
That's true.
Shout out mom and dad listening. They get to hear our voices one more play.
You know, I'd have to look back, but when there were 5 seconds left on that clock when Mataeo Durant scored, 5 seconds football time to real life time has to have been 5 minutes.
No question about it.
All right, gonna do it again. And if that penalty was on Charlie Ham, it's definitely $1 fine for him after the acting. A little pooch kick. And that'll do it for the first half. Hey, we got a good ball game here at Wallace Wade. 21-14 at the half. Jordan Cornette, E.J. Manuel, Mark Richt are going to take it over after the break. But an entertaining second half coming up. Duke up. welcome you back to ACC Network Football, presented by Dr. Pepper at the half. Duke up 21-14 as we begin the start of the third quarter in what's been a highly competitive game, starting from the North Carolina A&T perspective. We learned about Kingsley Afidi getting the starting quarterback when you did, when he took his first snap.
Early and often, just super effective with his arm, able to really make smart decisions, and then running the ball. That's what I was most impressive with. His patience, his decision-making has really been an X factor for this Aggie offense.
Rush yards 100 for the Aggies. The other side of it, Mataeo Durant and the Blue Devils haven't been running the ball well, but they were able to move the ball when they needed to.
And he's been effective every way that he can, through the air with his catching ability, ground and pound, getting in the end zone. How about a hat trick going into half? 3 touchdowns, Mataeo Durant.
So give credit to North Carolina A&T. They were able to come in here with their surprise backup quarterback, Kingsley Afidi, getting the start. Their starter, Jalen Fowler, nicked up and did not come out. Pretty even looking at those, minus when you look at rushing yards to Duke and then passing yards to AT&T.
And look at that time of possession, 22 minutes to 7. It's remarkable what A&T has been able to do with the ball, sustaining these long drives. And then, like you mentioned, the most impressive thing to me, 21 rushing yards for Duke. A&T has been playing lights out on the defensive side of the ball, really containing Mataeo Durant right to 2.9 yards per rush, but still Mataeo being very effective, getting 3 touchdowns. I'm
going to take back that comment. Those stats aren't even at all. There are discrepancies literally in every statistic, other than total yards, 149 to 201, but they couldn't be any more different than they are. So the Aggies will get the ball to start things off. Charlie Ham's going to kick, with Shul Tootin deep for the Aggies, along with Tamon Cook. We will see. If you're just joining us, we do have a football game. When North Carolina A&T started with the ball, they promptly ate up about 12 minutes on a touchdown drive in the first quarter. So it's going to be Cook bringing it out of the end zone, and he is going to get hit immediately. That is one that he'll want back. How about Jaquez Moore leading the way for Duke? Field position not great to start for the Aggies.
Really a great start here, and then a little bit of hesitation, brings it out of the end zone, and just a great start for Duke, getting them in tough field position, 4-yard line, big opportunity here.
So 1st and 10, ball at the 6 from A&T. Jermaine Martin in the backfield. He's going to get the carry, trying to get a block, and he's going to be caught immediately. Down to the 3rd member of our team, and Bridget Condon. Bridget?
Yeah, Matt, I talked to Coach Washington coming out of the locker room. He said, we expect to win this game. He said everything's going according to plan on the offense. He wants to run the clock, limit Duke's chances on the field. He said on defense, though, they're playing horribly. He said the secondary looks awful, and they need to put pressure on the quarterback and just be better all around on defense.
Coach Washington, honest assessment. However, good at keeping secrets. 2nd and 9 here at the 7. And Afidi going to keep it himself, and he's met immediately. So right out of the gate, some good defense out of Lummy Young and the Duke Blue Devils, bringing up a 3rd and long.
Love seeing a safety scream down and run support. Lummy Young, the 4th there, just coming down in a hurry. You see him from his safety position, just triggering very quickly, meeting the quarterback in the hole. Great sound tackle, wrapping up for the stop.
Perhaps one of the most impressive statistics tonight, A&T 9 of 10 on 3rd down conversions. Now 3rd and 8. Afidi rolling right, looking right, throws high, incomplete, 3 and out. Duke gets the defensive stop covered by Jalen Alexander.
One thing that's going to be missing severely from this Duke team, Matt, is just their pressure, getting after the quarterback. They lost collectively last year 39 sacks between Victor Dimukeji and Chris Rump, 2 of the best duos ever. Now those guys are gone. Duke has to find a guy, somebody who can get back there, apply pressure, whether you're bringing extra guys, you're bringing an extra hat. They just, in 2 games, have not been able to get any quarterback pressure.
Michael Rivers to punt from his end zone. Josh Blackwell deep to receive. Blackwell's going to field it at the 42-yard line. Bobbles it, makes a man miss. And here we go. Duke has flipped the field. They get the ball at the 29-yard line. They pin them deep after the kick. They get some good field position, and now Duke can really take off to start the second half with some momentum.
This is where you see that momentum swing. This is where, okay, we're going to say we are the Power 5 school. We are supposed to be the school that runs in here, does what we want offensively. You can take some steps here tonight because A&T has shown that they have the players to compete. Now can they go to the distance? Can they do that for an entire full game? They did it for 1 half. I think Duke starts really laying down the pressure right here. Great opportunity on the 29-yard line.
So 34-yard punt, return of 9, 1st and 10, as you said, 29-yard line. Mataeo Durant the fake. Holmberg going to look deep, going to go for the end zone, and it's caught. What a catch by Nicky Dallman. What a catch.
Just a great play call there, getting your big tight end involved. We had seen Gunnar miss a couple of times with his tight end. A great floating pass in there. Scoring position now.
So Nicky Dallman, the big play, give it to Mataeo Durant, who's already scored 3 touchdowns on the night. He doesn't get there, caught immediately and tackled by Joseph Stuckey.
Yeah, Jacob Monk right there, giving up pressure and then coming off the edge. Big Stuckey making a great play on a talented running back. You see here, watch the right side of your screen, just kind of misses, but Stuckey, I mean, comes off the edge in a hurry.
That was similar to what we saw in that goal to go before the first half. So 2nd and goal now. Mataeo still in the backfield. Holmberg off the left side to Mataeo. He tries to reach, and he's held up short. Kywan Howard on the tackle.
Sneaking down there to the 1 yard, a little bit dangerous right there. Watch as Mataeo kind of stretches out the ball. Close to putting that ball in jeopardy, holds on to it.
And Najee Reams there could have slapped that out. So 3rd and goal now. 2 failed attempts by Durant. And Gunnar Holmberg's going to say, you know what, I'll do it myself. Flag on the play, however.
Might have been a similar situation, not everybody's set.
The ruling on the field is the runner was short of the goal line. Offside. Defense, number 99. Penalty is half the distance to the goal. It's still 3rd down.
Henry Daniel, the guilty party for the Aggies, ruled short.
It looked like he got, clearly, there's a couple of guys that might be offsides right here, but you see the quarterback under center, gets good push.
Yeah, I mean
that looks,
you gotta look at this.
I don't know how that's not a touchdown. That's an interesting call. You know who is so happy that Duke is under center right here? E.J. Manuel. He loves it when quarterback.
It's a 14 lead after starting with great field position. The defense, the punt, and now the touchdown for Holmberg. One yard over the top of the pile. Now Charlie Ham on for the extra points. Jackson Hubbard the hold. So Duke scores just before the half. They force a 3 and out, get the punt. And their first possession of the second half, Eric. Now they're starting to roll a little bit.
Great job marching down the field, getting the touchdown. Love to see it when a team is on the goal line in short yardage. Go under center. Big Jack Wollebug pushing the line. Easy touchdown. Really shouldn't have been reviewed. QB gets in there with ease. Love that push from the offensive line. Everybody's getting across the end zone.
I share EJ's sentiments on quarterbacks under center. There is nothing that gets my football temper going more than when you're on goal to go, maybe 3-yard line in, and you're lining the quarterback up out of shotgun.
You're just giving
now you're making
yourself
it
extra
7 yards.
Yeah, it's awful. It's
then
a
you try to
terrible
hand it
decision.
off to the running back.
That's
Now
right.
line up on the center, play football, and
Come
smooth
on,
it.
that's right.
This get off my lawn moment brought to you by quarterbacks out of the shotgun.
Well, Bull City action, I hear you. Come on, dude.
Damon Cook deep to receive the kick. He's going to have a go at this one. Fair catch it there. On the 10-yard line, they'll start the ball at the 25. Let's bring in Bridget. Bridget.
Yeah, Matt, total change of emotion on Duke's sideline. Jake Bobo went up to every one of his players sitting on the bench, high-fived them, said, let's go, we got this. You guys remember he was the one last week that rallied his team in the locker room and said, after that loss, we can do one of two things. We can give up or we can unite, and this is them uniting right here. They never gave up, even early in this game.
Bobo, the favorite target last week of Gunnar Holmberg. Tonight has been Jalen Calhoun. 5 catches, 98 yards. Matt Berry, Eric McClain, and Bridget Condon on the call. Both these teams looking for their first win of the season. So Kingsley Ifedi back at quarterback. Ball at the 25-yard line. Early movement.
Ball starts. Offense, number 16. 5-yard penalty. It's still first down.
Lawrence LeGrone, the guilty party. Hey, the Aggies talented offensively with their running backs. We haven't seen much out of Ron Hunt tonight, but they can go down the field and get right back in this game.
They absolutely can. They have skill players all throughout this field. Really been impressed with what we've seen from him. And you mentioned it, that talented backfield can easily get going.
That's Kayshawn Baker. Nice play call there. He's got that shake and bake, does Kayshawn. And a nice play there on first down for the Aggies.
Really great design play there. A little misdirection. Everybody's going right. We're going to go back left. Get everybody moving. Really great play call, but you've got to make that tackle in space, dude. That has been the story time and time again with this defense. You can't do that to win big football games. Fortunate to be ahead right now, but this defense cannot relax.
So gain of 10, now 2nd and 5. Baker remains in the game. To give to Bashul Tootin to the outside. He escaped the tackle. You just mentioned a tackling, and it gets Duke again. Tootin could have been brought down immediately, but he stays on his feet, gain of 25. Here come the Aggies.
Both times there, Lummy having the angle, having the pursuit, just not able to bring the guy down. You love this. Look at that closing speed. But you have to tackle, wrap up, go through your target. Great effort there by 90, making it play down the field. That's a big defensive tackle, saving what could have been even bigger of a run.
We've talked about it. 4 running backs tonight. Baker, Martin, Tootin. End around here, calling a little trick play. He gets around the outside. Tamon Cook, again, another missed tackle. This Cook picks up a nice game.
Matt, if you remember in the first half, I said, whoa, watch that orbit formation. Are they trying to do something sneaky to set it up? That was it right on cue. Not a massive pickup, but a great play design. You got your wide receiver at end around. Make sure they're looking. Duke was in the position, but a missed tackle again. Good pickup, great play call.
And again, what do we say? It keeps your defense honest and creates the space that was killer for Duke last week in their loss to Charlotte. 2nd and 4 now. Baker in motion. Ifedi's going to keep it himself. We've seen this out of Ifedi. He can run the football, and he's doing it again. What a block, what a run. Corey Banks added some yards for Kingsley Ifedi. 27 yards pushed out by Leonard Johnson.
I've been very impressed with the play calling of O.C. Barnett. Watch as they get the running back out of there. That leaves space. There's no other linebacker in a 4-2 defense. Gives unbelievable space for the quarterback to get up in motion, make a big pickup. Great play calling on this drive.
A big fella, DeJour Simpson up front, sprung the block. So 1st and 10, here come the Aggies. And they give inside to Baker, again slips through a couple of tacklers. Surprise, no Jermaine Martin here. But Baker kind of a hot hand on this drive. And what about Ifedi, the quarterback? 13 carries, 78 yards. In a surprise start. Lemmy Young, he's been active in the wrong kind of way in this drive. Missed another tackle.
Yeah, he's doing a great job being around the ball. That's what you want from your safety. Scream down, run support, but you've got to finish. You have to be able to wrap up the quarterback. Don't just try to arm tackle. Don't just try to lower your shoulder. See what you hit, wrap your arms around the carrier, and bring them down.
A&T can still get a first down. It's a Fetty again. He's held up by a host of Duke defenders, led by Michael Reese. Bringing up a third down, gain of 1.
Here's that bend don't break. Duke has not been successful at stopping the Aggies on third down. Can they do that here?
It's a 3rd and 5. Fetty to throw, has time, looks right, incomplete, intended for Baker. There's a flag on the play.
There's a flag on the field.
Ineligible player downfield. Offense number 83 was covered. Penalty is declined. It's 4th down.
North Carolina A&T is going to bring out the field goal unit. But a good answer out of the Aggies, coming back down and being in a good position to add some points.
Especially getting stopped that first drive, not having great field position, really just marching down the field. Coming away with 3 is big here. Staying in this game, keeping it close, giving your guys confidence, saying, hey, we're not out of it yet.
So Andrew Brown to attempt. Right through the sticks. So 28-17 Duke. Great answer out of the Aggies. Midway through the 3rd quarter here on the ACC Network.
My potential, so thank you.
Ms. Bell, I want to thank you for teaching me to not take myself too seriously and find a way to enjoy learning.
Thank you, teachers.
Extra Yard for Teachers Week, an annual effort led by the College Football Playoff Foundation that brings college sports together to support and honor great teachers across the country at games on social media. To learn more about Extra Yard for Teachers, follow at CFP Extra Yard. And that is Gunnar Holmberg's mother. She's been an elementary school teacher for 14 years. So thank you to all of the teachers for your selfless work that you do with the youth of America, as Duke is going to get the ball at the 25-yard line. I have said it forever. Teachers are the most underpaid people in the country.
No question.
And it's not even close.
No question. I mean, when you talk about, as Coach Cutt said, the most important job. I mean, that's the future of our society. And, man, the way they get treated, it's never enough. And thank you for everyone out there that is a teacher that sacrifices and just keeps us going.
Let's go down to Bridget. Bridget.
Yeah, Gunnar's mom, you just talked about, we told you earlier those tough times. I'll let you take this one, Matt.
Mataeo Durant.
Those tough times when they first moved to North. Matt, those tough times when they first moved to North Carolina was those 3 years. Gunnar's mom was teaching 3rd grade, and when her husband passed, she was tasked with the responsibility of keeping 2 young kids focused after losing their dad and managing a classroom.
Bridget, thank you. Mataeo Durant's going to get the first down. And look, I know you've had teachers that have impacted your life. I've had teachers that have impacted my life, but it is the first adult influence that you will have as a child outside of the home, and that's an impact they can make for life. Duke could do some real damage here to the clock on this drive. Mataeo Durant, gain of 4. They're doing that offensive line rotation. They put up 8 of them. Gunnar Holmberg looks left. How about that? What a catch by Jake Bobo. That's a good football throw for the football nerds to really appreciate that one, where he put this one.
Man, just drops it on the dime, outside shoulder, right on the sideline. That's a heck of a toss from the QB Whisperers' newest quarterback. That was a great throw.
Prior to the snap, the previous play is under further review.
See, the whistles would indicate they didn't want that play to get off. They're going to look at that again from Bobo for 25 yards. First blush on our first replay that we showed. It looked as if Bobo get the ball now First and 10, 6:15 left in the third quarter. Matt Derry, Eric McClain, Bridget Condon. Have a look at the catch here, Eric.
Great throw, great catch. He's in. His back foot was actually in first with possession. A little Eric Decker in Bobo there. I like it.
I'll sell it. Holmberg to the right, quick throw. It's been all Duke receivers. Eli Pancol, gain of 18. Holmberg continues to spread the wealth.
We were just talking about it at break there. Say, I would love to see Eli get more involved. Great to see it right there.
Here comes Mataeo Durant off the left side, kind of patiently waits, doesn't really open up for him, led by Najee Reams on the tackle, gain of 2.
Durant just not able to get vertical right there. Tried to stretch it out as long as he could. Really great job by the pursuit of this Aggie defense, not allowing him to get vertical.
You know, Cutcliffe loves seeing his quarterback 12 of 12 on passes of 10+ yards, 13 of 13. It falls incomplete, intended for Bobo. Crowd thought maybe Herbert Booker got a little healthy with the hands, but no flag.
Yeah, maybe the ball was uncatchable. We'll see it right here. Great little hesitation. That's a lot of contact. Might have been too far outside. A lot of contact, though.
So 3rd and 8, quick throw to the outside to Mataeo. Makes a couple of men miss, and he's going to move the change for a first down. Reams on the tackle.
Listen, we talked to Mataeo Durant and said, what are your best attributes as a running back? First thing he said, leadership. Second thing he said, his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield. This guy can truly do it all. He's such an explosive player. Not a surprise at all that Duke is trying to find every way to get him the football. 15 different touches, 13 carries, 2 receptions. 62
total yards. Jordan Waters now in the backfield for Duke. 1st and goal, the fake to Waters. Holmberg gonna run it. He's got space. Gunnar Holmberg. Touchdown, Duke. First career start in Durham. And Gunnar in front of his mother and his family and friends is to celebrate with his teammates. Duke goes up 34-17. Jacob Roberts had an opportunity for the tackle. Gunnar beat him, and he's having a heck of a night as the Blue Devils quarterback.
Yeah, that play was supposed to go to the tight end. Great job by the Aggie defense, just mushing him, not allowing him to get off the line of scrimmage. Gunnar saying, hey, that's all right. I'll do it by myself. Dual threat guy.
Charlie Ham's extra point attempt is good. So Gunnar Holmberg, 263 yards throwing. As you said, athletic enough, dual threat guy, everything's covered. I'm going to take my feet and go.
Yeah, and again, the Aggies doing a great job, almost double teaming tight end 81 coming out of the backfield. Gunnar says it's all good. Mama's happy. Everybody's happy.
It's one of the great things about college football when you see the families in the stands. And to know everything that Gunnar and his family went through in this area growing up with his father passing of brain cancer at the age of 10, coming to Duke to get the treatment. He said mission number 1 was to make this area a happy place for his family. And in his first career start here at Duke, I think he's done that. First career start at home.
Check that box. And again, you talk about family members. My mom and dad, just so grateful for them making every game and how important it is to us as athletes. My wife there as well. Just, it means a lot. So I know for Gunnar to be able to look up in those stands, see his mom, hit his chest once, talk to his dad, it's a special moment.
This could be Tamon Cook receiving the kick. Again, he'll fair catch a ball to 25. And Duke has done all their damage scoring touchdowns on the ground. That was their 5th rushing touchdown on the night. You know, you talk about NIL and all of college football's legislation and things that they do. I've said it for as long as I can remember. You do what you can to get these families to every game.
Absolutely.
The sacrifices they've made coming up. I want to see every family from every team, regardless of where they're from, attend their son's games.
And that's what's so fun about when you get to the playoff and postseason, that you know, there is support for that to make that happen. Big moment.
Kingsley Affetti, the fake, get a boot and roll right. Pressure, throws it away. Falls incomplete there on first down.
It's one of the first times we've seen pressure right there. Ben Fry able to get after the quarterback. Explosive off the line, read it correctly. Was able to get that pressure. Here you see it, great pursuit by everybody. Quarterback hit. Good job getting the ball away, not taking the sack. Great heads-up play there.
It was an emphasis this week for Cutcliffe and this Duke defense. The D-line needed to be the difference maker, not only in this game, but for the rest of the season. Duke thinks they've got enough talent to compete. As Ifedi's going to pull it out, he's going to go deep to his receiver, Ron Hunt. Big play threat's been held in check tonight, and it falls incomplete.
And they have a ways to go to still do that. You know, up front, they have the body types to do so. They have the size, but again, as I mentioned, losing 39 career sacks by 2 guys, that puts a lot of pressure on others to stand up and to step up. And in a league, as the ACC, with so many quarterbacks, the conference of quarterbacks, you're going to have to put pressure on them or they'll tear you apart.
And again, one of those defensive linemen, Gary Smith, number 58, he's not playing tonight. So again, getting the contributions where they can. Ifedi going to throw on third down. That's going to be knocked down by Josh Blackwell, who's had an interesting night. It's going to be another fourth down and see A&T to punt.
Really like what we saw from this drive of just having Duke defensive backs be in the same area as these receivers. A great job by Blackwell being physical, knocking that ball down. He's a stud. He's one of their best on this team and a guy that needs to continue to flourish to pretty much, Matt, eliminate a side of the field, if you will. He has that capability.
Scott Boylan going to receive the punt. Duke going to set up the return. Boylan's going to fair catch it there. And Duke will get the ball at the 31-yard line. So looking at the ACC network over the weekend on a Saturday, plenty of games to talk about, plenty of games to watch right here on the ACC network and always on the ESPN app. Illinois, Virginia. Brett Bielema got the win in week 1, fell back last week. They get Virginia, Bronco Mendenhall. That's an 11 a.m. Eastern kick. What kind of program does he have this year? Rutgers and Syracuse. I keep IDing that one because I think it's a fascinating game because early on Greg Schiano's recruited well. And how can that build a little bit of confidence against a guy, Dino Babers, who a couple of years ago was one of the hottest coaches in the country? Holmberg wisely slides. There's a flag on the play. Looks like there could be a holding.
Personal foul, illegal hands to the face. Defense number 91. 15-yard penalty is added to the end of the play. Automatic first down.
Let me just say, that's rare that happens for an offensive lineman, that gets called, but you love it when it does. And just, you know, a little bit of extracurricular right there. Those defensive guys do that all the time. So
first plus, you're thinking 62 is going to get hit for the hold.
Right, yeah, that's what I thought. I thought he held on too long, but as you see why he did.
He got the call. The O-lineman loves it. Chalk went up for the big fella. There's Bobo, a little bit of a slip screen. Jake Bobo pays for it, hit hard by Jacob Roberts.
And Roberts ejected last week for hitting hard, a big-time hit right there.
First half suspension, back in the game. That's Mataeo Durant. Yards-wise, Mateo's been held in check. 35, 37 yards, 3 touchdowns for him.
Officials timeout for an injured player.
So injured Aggies player.
It looks like a little bit of a cramp, but the way he's reacting, hope it's not anything more serious than that.
That's Karfa Kaba. You know, this time of year we do see that. Early season, humidity, games in the south, hydration. Cramps tend to be a thing late in the game in the early part of the season.
Absolutely. And going back to what you were talking about with Mataeo Durant, I mean, you know, A&T has done an unbelievable job. This defensive front, who, by the way, is missing a ton of guys, you know, really led by Jermaine McDaniel right there, who, talking with Coach Washington, said, hey, look, he's our war daddy. He's our guy. If we need a big defensive play, I know I can absolutely rely on him. Unfortunately, he's not in this game. But these backups, next man up mentality, and have done a really, really good job of containing Mataeo Durant. I know he has 3 touchdowns, but 2.6 yards per carry, man. That's astounding.
You know, North Carolina Center J.R. Smith had eligibility that he didn't use because he went right to the pros from high school. He is now on the golf team at North Carolina A&T as Mataeo Durant pushes forward for the first down. And look, I cover golf and do golf for ESPN, and you know a good swing.
Boys, I love it.
J.R. Smith, college golfer, who'd have thunk it? Jordan Waters in the backfield. Gunner's gonna take a shot, has a man. Looking for Eli Pankel, incomplete. Great coverage there by Miles Simon.
Matt, a little bit too much air on this ball. You see a great job by Eli just taking off. He's got him beat. You can't put that much air on it. Probably would have been out of bounds anyway. A little bit of a missed opportunity there. Nothing to worry about too much.
So 2nd and 10, that's Waters still in the backfield. He's gonna get the carry off the right side. So Duke, opening week, loses to Charlotte 31-28. A&T tonight. Coming up next week, they've got Northwestern. That's a good opportunity for Coach Cutcliffe to figure out who his program and what they are.
That's right, battle of the brains, 2 great schools. Our commissioner in the ACC, Jim Phillips, coming from Northwestern. We'll see where I'm just kidding, his allegiance is with this conference, but I know he's gonna be excited to watch that one.
3rd and 6, designed to run for Gunnar Holmberg, and what a nice cut. He's got the dual threat ability. We saw it in the touchdown. Hat comes off after a big gain of 26 for Gunnar Holmberg, Sumter, and Reams on the tackle.
Yeah, helmet kind of ripped off right there, but when you see this play, really a great design. Get everybody upfield and just take off, Gunnar. Does a great job with his legs, make a little cut. Really impressive right there.
Jordan Moore's in at quarterback now while Holmberg gets the hat figured out. He's a guy that they love with his running ability, and you see why. How about that? 1 play, 1 run, 1 touchdown. Jordan Moore, a player that they said they need to continue to bring him on, and he just saw why for 9 yards.
Matt, I love the play call. I love getting the young freshman in there. I know it wasn't by design, but hey, take advantage of your circumstances and your opportunities there. Jordan Moore, Matt, we got to go to practice, see these guys up close. He is electric. He is a guy that I hope Duke will find ways to get on the field. He's that good of an athlete. He deserves it. And if he keeps doing things like this, making the most of his opportunities, he will surely get them.
8 plays, 69 yards. As Duke now continues to add to their lead. Another player down, that's Devin Harrell down for the Aggies. Saw a player a moment ago cramp up. That's Harrell. They certainly can't afford to lose anybody off the defensive line who's already dealing with depth issues. As for Duke, 6 touchdowns on their last 7 drives. They went down early 7-0, got out of the first quarter down 7-0. They've been foot to pedal ever since.
And really just a creative play here, just being an athlete, out-athleting everyone else on the field. You see his initial push not open, bounces outside again, does a great job cutting inside, finishing the drill in the end zone. You saw a couple of backup offensive linemen in there as well. Big Cade Parmalee, man, what a fun story he's been and fun to cover. Just a great talent at the left guard position, but how about the quarterback run?
So it is all Duke after the extra point, 42-17. Bridget, what do you have?
Yeah, this is the first year for co-offensive coordinators Jeff Ferris and Raekwon Boyette. We talked to them earlier this week, and they used to play here together at Duke. They said that is so important because they have a respect for each other. They have different opinions, but they go into those differences of opinions with respect. And Jeff Ferris actually said Boyette's daughter is his niece, and when we talked to him about this relationship, he said it's amazing to be able to do the best job in the world with your best friend. If I could draw it up and have anyone to do it with, it would be Raekwon Boyette.
Bridget, thank you. It is a good story when you get out there, call ball plays with your best friend, have some fun. You got a talented running back, say, hey, you know how we can look good? Give the ball to Mataeo Durant as many times as we can.
It was a lot of fun talking with Coach Ferris and just his energy, his passion, his excitement. Man, he's a guy you want to play for. It was a safety walk-on at Duke. Kind of got through his career and said, hey, look, Coach Cut, I'm not going to go to the NFL. I'm not going to be a guy that plays for, all these years. I want to coach. They said, okay, come in the quarterback room as a player and just learned and has had a great career. Coached almost every offensive position outside offensive line, now the OC.
I'm going to bring this up. There's a chance I get a call from David Cutcliffe this week. But to this point, minute 56, left in the third quarter, Duke up 42-17. We have not seen one turnover out of the Duke Blue Devils.
You had to say it, huh?
Set the
Have
table
you ever heard
for
of
the
the
fourth
announcer's
quarter.
curse? You ever heard
Look,
of that?
I purposely did it when they were on defense.
Smart. Smart man.
So
but that's it. That's been number one for them.
That's it.
I mean, for 2 years, they have been awful at giving that ball away. Last year led the country. So that is number one on Cut's checklist, and they've been fantastic tonight.
The defense has also responded. Jermaine Martin sees why, the big early hit. Flag on the play.
Jermaine Martin is.
I hope they're not going to say something with targeting right here.
R.J. Open was
Personal
the big
foul, face mask,
There you go.
defense, number 92, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
Aeneas Peebles, the guilty party.
That was a heck of a collision in the backfield. How about the running back just staying up and absorbing it?
You like Jermaine Martin. You had said in some of our meetings you think that he's got an NFL body to play at that next level.
I absolutely do. And just the way that he runs, he's a bigger guy. He has that breaking tackle ability, but also home run speed. I mean, we've seen him rush for nearly 300 yards in a game. We've seen him catch the ball out of the backfield. He's going to be a great late round, a free agent addition to somebody this coming NFL draft process.
Started his career at Coastal Carolina. Bridget, what do you have on Jermaine?
Yeah, Jermaine Martin, when he was 18 years old, you don't see this that much with a running back. He was working in the backyard, like doing some yard work with his dad, and a piece of a generator broke off, cut nerves in his left hand. He had to get 12 stitches. He has no feeling in his left hand from his ring finger to his pinky, but doesn't seem to mess up the running back. He had 23 touchdowns in 2019, setting a school record.
Just an incredible story for him. As I had said early on, there were thoughts maybe he wouldn't be back, and he went on social media. So still got something to prove. They expect a big season out of him when conference play begins. Now 3rd and 1.
Officials timeout for an injured player.
We got injured player now for Duke. That's Jamarick Woods.
Just going back to Jermaine and seeing his ability, seeing what he can do for an offense, the type of impact that you expect him to have was limited tonight. Only right at 2 yards per carry as Woods gets up there. Hope he's okay. But he's a guy, as you mentioned, when it gets to conference play, they're going to be leaning on him big time for this Aggie offense, and a guy that's going to be able to deliver time and time again.
And I'm glad you brought it up in terms of Martin in draft status and what he can do. All you need to know, look at the Baltimore Ravens and what they're dealing with at their running back position, losing 3 guys to major injuries. If you're a guy like Jermaine Martin on the practice squad and you get in there 4th, 5th on the depth chart, you're 3 injuries away from starting week 1 of the NFL.
No question about it. In the NFL, big hit right there. In the NFL, the best ability is availability. And for guys to be able to stay healthy, as Shaka Hayward introduces himself in the backfield here, that's really the first time that we've seen Shaka, kind of the leader of this defense, be involved in a big-time play right there. But that's what it takes. And I think this guy's built for it in Martin and think he has what it takes to play at the next level.
He runs with bad intentions. He is a physical running back.
That is the end.
And we saw it there as he collided with Shaka Hayward. We are headed to the 4th quarter here on ACC Network. It is all Duke, 42-17. Over North Carolina A&T Stadium for the first time in 600+ days. Happy to see the score heading into the 4th quarter, 42-17. Eric McClain, Matt Berry, Bridget Condon. Happy to be with you here. ACC Football Friday night. NC A&T going to go for it on 4th and 3. Fetty to pass, stumbles, and it's going to fall incomplete. Kingsley Fetty tried to make a play to move the chains. Couldn't get it done. Got the start, surprised everybody. Didn't know it was even a consideration of him getting the start, but Jalen Fowler banged up last week, and the ball is going to get turned over on downs, and Gunnar Holmberg's night's complete. Jordan Moore, who just scored the touchdown, going to take it the rest away.
And I'm excited to watch this. Jordan Moore get this opportunity. He's a very creative quarterback, has a very accurate deep ball. Are they going to let him air it out a little bit? Are we going to just keep running the ball? You know, it's going to be interesting to see when you have this opportunity, Matt. You want to build depth. You don't want to showboat. You don't want to, you know, be somebody who's trying to pour it on. But at the same time, you've got to keep growing your offense and learning these new players.
Yeah, I'd imagine maybe a 60-40 split, because you have to develop the young quarterback, see what he can do to throw it. Nate Kiai-Donkor on the carry. He's tackled by Jacob Roberts. Moore going to roll to his left and throw to his left. Tavis Robertson, the intended receiver, bring it up at 3rd and 5.
And that was a tough play there, thrown against your body, moving one way. Just a little bit low, a little behind him.
Designed run from Moore, not able to get out of the tackle. Karfakaba. There's a flag on the play. I saw Karfakaba go down a minute ago with cramps. Good to see him back in the game. We see him skip off the field.
After the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, defense number 14, his first of the game, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
So the play was short, but the penalty's going to move the chains for Duke.
You can't do this, man. When you get a big-time stop, getting off the field, just a silly taunt, especially in an era when officials are looking for that. Can't do that.
Wholesale changes now for Duke. Addison Penn, the new center. How about this? Shot at the end zone. Oh, incomplete.
Pass is incomplete.
Jordan Moore had his guy, Jarrett Garner, but great defense there by Miles Simon to knock the ball away. That was good on good right there.
And if you remember a week ago, Jarrett Garner with a touchdown drop, and he gets it here. Great play by the defense to swipe it away. But you've got to squeeze that ball. That's a touchdown. You've got to bring that in. A great throw by Jordan Moore, airing it out. Perfect throw.
Miles Simon, the great effort. Moore's going to keep him himself. What a cutback. He can run. Henry Daniel, the tackle. Coaches early on in the season, they'll tell you that ideal situations for them is to get a lot of these guys to just get practice work, game work late in the game.
There's no question about it. There's no preseason in college football. You don't get any warm-up games. And so when you have a game like this, when you have an opportunity like this, you've got to get your young guys in. You have to develop depth and just understand what you have as a football team. Injuries happen all the time. Guys have to be ready.
Kiai-Donkor on the carry there, 2nd and 6. Moore going to look to throw again, looks left, and it's going to fall incomplete, again intended for Robertson.
Might have been on a different, just communication right there. Looked like he was running an inside route. Jordan threw it high and outside.
You know, we cover these teams on a weekly basis. You hear ACC Network on Saturdays for me on ESPN, and we talk about programs that consistently field depth and how depth builds a program. Nice tackle there, good defensive play by 91, Janoris Robertson. And to get to that level where you're competing for conference championships, division championships, you're 2 deep, you're 2.5 deep, you're 3 deep, has to always have those guys to replace the starters.
No question. It starts with recruiting, clearly, but you also have to be able to develop it, and you have to be in situations where you can develop it just to have that next man up mentality. It's one thing to say it, it's another to be able to execute, go out there and do it. Duke with a little bit of miscommunication on that play before, but just look for these guys to get their opportunity to make the most of it.
So Charlie Ham on for a 36-yard attempt. He's been a busy man tonight. I'd say Duke definitely has the kicker position solved. He splits the sticks there 45-17. So it is all Duke as we march on here in the fourth quarter. 45-17 Wallace.
I'm with you. I want to see Brennan Armstrong go berserk. A great quarterback, great runner. Want to see my Tigers bounce back a little bit of difficult performance from the offense. And then how about the late night, man? Florida State, Jacksonville State, come on.
There's no my in the booth anymore. There's no my in the booth. you know, you call a Clemson game, I'm going to need you to critique them fairly. But look, hey, speaking of Clemson, Georgia, that was just two damn good defenses playing football.
Absolutely.
Not one was better than the other. There wasn't an offensive touchdown score. Did a pick six, the only touchdown of the game. I mean, that was just good football.
If you're a defensive guy, that's the best game you've seen in maybe since LSU, Alabama. When was that? 09 maybe, where they faced off twice, one in the regular season, one in the national championship. But, man, great performance. Georgia just scored on defense, and ultimately the difference in that game.
What did that loss do for Clemson big picture?
Man, I think it fired them up. You know, there's certainly a lot of people out there saying, man, the season's over. There's no shot for playoff. We all know that's not going to be the case. The Tigers will be just fine. And, you know, if they handle business in the ACC and in the rest of the season, they'll be right back where they want to be.
Is there a concern with quality? That's a face mask. Face mask on 42. Shaka Hayward.
Personal foul, face mask, defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic, first down.
Kingsley Ifedi and the Aggies still slinging it. But back to the Tigers, Clemson. The thing to watch out of them now moving forward. Look, not all is lost in a game against the SEC.
The foul was on
it's a conference
42.
game. You can still very much put yourself in a position to win the conference championship. The argument is going to be moving forward, where are they going to get that quality win?
And it might be the ACC championship. It might be a team in Florida State who's constantly getting better, a Pitt team who has a really good shot this year with their defense, and Clemson traveling to Pitt for the first time. But I think unless there are, you know, 4 undefeated teams and in the Power 5, maybe a Cincinnati type team, you know, Clemson still all their goals in front of them. And historically, you know, the Tigers don't make 6 straight playoffs by accident. And what they've been able to do.
I'll tell you the best thing for the ACC, you just mentioned a couple things. One, I think Pitt has a really good opportunity. They got a big one at Tennessee tomorrow night that they need to take advantage of. Look at Ifedi going deep. Had a man, falls incomplete. It was Isaiah Fisher-Smith, the Shewell Tootin, the intended receiver. But Pitt has an opportunity against Tennessee. NC State has an opportunity against Mississippi State. When you get those schools like Pitt and NC State, what Florida State did Monday night against Notre Dame, the biggest problem the ACC's had over the last few years, it's been Clemson and everybody else, because that everybody else, Miami, Florida State, none of them have been competitive. Miami needs to take charge against Appalachian State, not mess around in that game, because that could be dangerous.
Absolutely. I think the biggest critique of the ACC these last 5, maybe 6 years is, you know, no clear number 2. It's a revolving door. We had 8 different teams represent the Coastal with Coastal chaos, and you know, that hurts you when you don't have that second tier. You know, that's something that a lot of other conferences, a lot of other schools are going to point right to and say, see, looky here. So somebody has to emerge, consistency, and maybe it's Virginia Tech.
It could be Fuentes. I mean, we've been waiting for that thing to take hold, and conferences, to me, when you start talking about the overall argument, I'm a top to bottom guy.
Right.
I'm not, oh, you've got one dominant team and everybody else is just everybody else. If your league is strong top to bottom, and when we just rattled off, North Carolina's on the up under Mac Brown. He's building that thing to be something. Virginia Tech, historically good. I mean, there are so many teams 2 through 8 that are close.
Just got to keep
could
going.
Be college football powers. We'll continue the football discussion coming up next. 170 yards through the air, added 2 rushing touchdowns, solid bounce back out of him.
Really efficient play from Gunnar. And we saw that a week ago. We saw him be very smart in this offense. Turnovers have plagued Duke, especially in the passing game. That's not the case with Gunnar. He goes through his reads, he finds the right play to make, and he can hurt you with his legs. It's been very fun to watch this young man in his first start here at Outdoor Stadium, Wallace Wade.
New quarterback now, Luka Diamant, the quarterback for Duke. We just saw Jordan Moore get some reps, so Coach Cutcliffe getting an opportunity to get some guys his game reps.
And we talked about it earlier. You want to build depth. A freshman in here coming in, a great opportunity to learn when it's a real game, when it matters. When if you make a poor decision, it's going to be reflective in the stat sheet in the box score.
Let's go down to Bridget.
Yeah, we hear Coach Cut keep talking about how this team has a chance to be unique. He wants everyone to step up in practice, create competition, and he needs everyone to be able to go on this roster at any given moment. After the loss last week, he told the guys in the locker room they're not just going to ride a couple of guys. He wants his players, even the young guys, to gain his trust, and that they have a lot of people who are close to being ready to play. He calls it potential magic.
It's Jalen Coleman on the carry. He's getting some reps. One of the favorite stories we got this week from Cutcliffe. He is just so tired of turnovers, just driving him nuts. Look at the effort there by Eli Pankow. But he is so sick and tired of turnovers. This week at practice, if a unit turned the ball over, he kicked them off the field.
Because that's what happens in real life.
He's done with it.
Yeah, we again, I keep mentioning going to practice, but it was a great opportunity for us and to see them. He would say, hey, get off. You turned it over. You don't get another opportunity. Bring another group on to really simulate what happens when there's a turnover and ingrain that into their brain that, hey, we can't do this.
All right, we're going to step away for the injured player, Octavius Pringle. 10-16 left in the fourth quarter, all Duke. There's been no better sight from week 0 to now. Fans in the stands, bands, cheerleaders. It feels, smells, tastes like football again. Certainly sounds like it after a year, probably one of the most challenging years these players and coaches have ever endured. But it's good to have everybody back. Richie Kittle's on the tackle. That's before the break. Luka Diamant, now the quarterback for Duke.
Can I just tell you, Lane Stadium packed out of their minds. That was one of the most beautiful scenes I've ever seen for college football to be back. Those fans absolutely brought it.
To get it on a Friday night, I'm always a big fan of these games that happen when you're the only show in town.
Absolutely.
So everybody can get on board and see it.
They showed out.
Another injured Aggies player, Richie Kittles, is on his knee, and help people recover from this disaster. Eric McClain, Matt Berry, Bridget Condon back with you. Duke, A&T 45-17. Aggies have run into a little bit of an injury situation here late in the game. Cramps, players staying down, but a great tackle there. Jalen Coleman, the ball carrier, brings up a fourth down for Duke. Looks like they'll punt it away.
Wilson will stop on to kick it away.
We were talking before we went to break, as we sit here on ACC Network. When you look at this trio of teams, Florida State, Miami, Virginia Tech, have all been top 10 programs. You get them in the equation. There's Corey Banks. Everyone's deciding whether he fair caught it or not. He says he was shading his eyes, but the official said, no, you fair caught it.
Sneaky, trying to get a little extra yardage
Let's get a jury out here. What do we have?
Come on.
Oh,
Come
I
on.
don't know.
That's fair catch. Any kind of movement. If it
Pete,
was a
give
little
that to me
slower,
one more time. Let me see that one more time.
Hey, he's selling it, man.
We'll let the play run. I want to take another look at that. North Carolina A&T, they've been able to run the ball throughout the night. All right, here's another look. Final vote, McClain. Fair catch or shading from the lights?
Fair catch, no question.
No, I think it's a shade.
No question.
It wasn't definitive enough
Well, oh, ask Bridget. She saw it. What'd you see down there?
Absolutely not a fair catch.
Yeah, thank you.
Fair
Absolutely
catch.
not.
Absolutely
Oh,
not.
Not a fair. Okay. All right.
I was trying to agree with both of you.
Zachary Yeager now the quarterback for NC A&T. So back to the ACC conversation. So you take those 4 schools that I just mentioned, Florida State, Virginia Tech, Miami, who have all been in national championship conversations one time or another in the last 20 years. Florida State, Miami, 2 of the most dominant programs, 80s, 90s, early 2000s. You get them back to complement them with Clemson. Virginia Tech, Michael Vick, they were raised on Thursday Night Football on ESPN. Get them to a competitive level. Mac Brown's got North Carolina on the up. And then you have the teams like NC State being competitive, Pitt being competitive. That's a good conference if you can get those other teams up.
You just have to take that next step. And even a team like Boston College, who I think is going to have a solid year this year.
There's another one.
Especially offensively. But you're right. You have to go up on the field, make it happen, get the wins, especially when you're going out of conference. And that's what you should be encouraged by that, because you have the ability to do it. There's the resources, there's the tradition, there's the history. You just got to get back to it and make it happen.
Jeff Hafley in a good position. He's got your COVID back at quarterback.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, you're right. Boston College is another team you have to look at. You just have to build from the bottom up for you not to take the punches you take week in and week out nationally.
That's right. And when you look at a conference, again, you talked about it earlier, top to bottom, you know, where are you as a league? You know, you're only as strong as your weakest member. And so collectively steps that need to be taken for the ACC, and then we've seen that. We've seen the effort. We've seen the commitment to facilities, to institutions, to coaches' salaries. And, you know, it's going in the right direction. Maybe not happening as fast as some people would like or at the rate of speed as some of the other conferences, especially the Southeastern Conference. But, you know, on the right track, and the future is very bright, especially with the leadership of Jim Phillips at commission.
I'll say the one thing that has helped the ACC nationally is when Clemson does get in the playoff for a national championship, and then they go and beat Alabama, and they go and beat some of these schools the way that they do, because that helps. Like you win not the strongest league that given year, but when you go and whoop Alabama, you go and win a national championship. That's all you need to know. They've got the talent, and I have a list of programs. Kirk Herbstreit and I talk about this in the College Football Podcast every Monday, which you can download anywhere you get your podcast.
Company man.
Miami's great for football. Florida State's good for college football. Nebraska's good for college football. Penn State. Some of these other teams that are outside the food group of Ohio State, Oklahoma, Alabama, Clemson, those historic powers, you need them. Texas. You need Texas football.
USC.
USC, you have to have USC.
Yeah. Parity is a paramount. That's why we see such success and interest from a tournament that is so great as the NCAA tournament, basketball. I think football is on its way. Well, what we're going to see with expansion talk, with all this conference realignment that gets people so excited to talk about, if we get to that, at least there's the opportunity, right? Because that's all you can ask for is the opportunity for parity. At the end of the day, it might still be just those top 4 teams.
Might, but at least 8 others are going to get a shot.
That's right.
You know, the announcement today that came out that the UCF, Houston, BYU, and Cincinnati are going to be welcome to the Big 12. No one's sitting here saying that that's going to replace the brand of Oklahoma and Texas. Right. But what you have now, called the UCF Boise State game last week, UCF is a huge campus with a lot of talent. If you're that program now, look at the lottery you just hit with Gus Malzahn. If you're Cincinnati, look what you have in Luke Fickell. And if you're Houston, look what you have in Dana Holgorsen. None of those guys are going to get eager to move away now because they're no longer going to be Group of 5. Those are now Power 5 jobs where you can build and develop.
Exactly. Really excited to see that happening in 2023 as of now. And, man, the world's going to look a lot different here in a couple of years, especially in the world of college football. And, you know, just being leaders in the space, it's fun to see the evolution.
Flag on the play. Yeah, you mentioned USC. What Chip Kelly's got doing at UCLA.
Number 43, offense.
Pac-12 North took a hit. Look, Oregon has an opportunity against Ohio State tomorrow, the 14.5-point underdogs. Washington, after losing to Montana, has got to go to the big house and take on Michigan. Stanford's oddly fallen off. I don't know what's going on in there in Palo Alto with David Shaw, but Pac-12 is another one. You need those northern schools to compete. South's wide open, UCLA, USC, Arizona State, Utah. There's so much to talk about to be decided here in week 2 of the college football season, where you hope outside of those 4 that Iowa State, someone steps up and says, you know, hey, what about me?
Right.
I can beat Oklahoma.
How about Herbie just jumping on from week 0 saying, hey, this is your time. I'm telling you about UCLA. This is your time to jump on them. And they just smacked LSU, physically just dominated that.
If you had downloaded the ESPN podcast,
you would have known.
You would have heard Herbie and I we've been heavy on UCLA since camp. It was the right time. People, one of my biggest college football pet peeves are rankings before Halloween. Because you can't.
So how do you think? It's just no ranked teams.
None. I don't care about rankings till after Halloween.
I love it.
And I'll tell you why. Most of the time, I'd say 90% of the time, every ranking and a number attached to a school in week 1 is based on everything they did the year before.
Absolutely.
With all due respect to North Carolina and Mac Brown, Sam Howell is a hell of a quarterback. They've got that thing going. You don't lose 4 players to the NFL and are the 10th team in the country.
No doubt.
You're just not.
No doubt. No doubt. And there were a lot of factors in that, but I agree with you. It would be fun to see, okay, how can we remove it? How can we push it back? Because as you said, those rankings, I mean, we saw so many ranked teams lose in week 1 and teams that shouldn't. A Washington team loses to Montana in the FCS. Was that the number 20 team in the country? Absolutely not. But hey, we've got to have something to talk about in preseason. Come on.
David Cutcliffe gave us something to talk about this week after losing last week to Charlotte. Came in with a checklist of things he wanted to get accomplished tonight in game 2 against North Carolina A&T as the quarterback roulette continues. Now Riley Leonard in a quarterback for the Blue Devils. Let's pull up that cut checklist again. Take care of the football. Yet check. 0 turnovers. Execute on offense. Check. Eliminate space in defensive backfield. Your thoughts on that?
Yeah, something they have to continue to work on. We saw flashes of it, not consistent throughout the whole game, especially 2 of those first 3 drives. I mean, guys were running just wide open, and so you never want to see anything like that. And building the fence up front, you know, defensively, this team has been able to rush for 200 yards. So really, defense is still going to be the main focal point. Second to turnovers, as you see this stat right here. Just incredible for them to have 0. The passing yards allowed, although it looks small, Matt, there were guys running wide open. So something they have to continue to work on.
I promise you, we will not be in Coach Cutcliffe's post-game press conference, but I would bet you any amount of money that the first thing he references tonight and goes on about is no turnover.
Absolutely.
Guarantee it.
No question about it.
With talking to him, the look of absolute disgust on his face with the turnovers. He took a lot of heat on himself for the one near the goal line last week against Charlotte that ended up being a game changer. But the fact that he can come in here with 1:15 left and not have 1 turnover, he's going to love that.
And just tell these guys, hey, this is what we expect. And he said to us, and talking to him earlier in the week, we will never lead the country in turnovers again. I promise you that. And I know he means it. I know he cares. And, you know, one of the best ever for Duke and what he's been able to accomplish, a man that has gotten so many things done for this opportunity. You talk about the fundraising for the football team. You talk about the facilities that he has been able to accomplish and build. I mean, there was a track around this football field, Matt, when I played at Duke back in 2013. That's high school stuff, and that's not, he changed all of it. And so Duke is forever indebted to that man, David Cutcliffe, and what he's been able to do. Just a tremendous coach.
Quick down to Bridget. One final thought out of you, Bridget.
Yeah, you guys forgot about the best thing that he said about those turnovers. He said that little bit of hair that he had on the back of his head, he lost it last year after those 39 turnovers.
Let's see if the no turnover game was football Rogaine.
Couple of sprouts. Couple of sprouts
get him back, picking that hair a little bit. Feeling good about it. 14 years at Duke for David Cutcliffe. You know his history and his story by now. The quarterback whisperer, the Manning brothers, Daniel Jones hoping to turn things around for the New York Giants this year. But I'm with you. One of the great football guys in America. The smarts, so easy to talk to, such respect from his players. barring any last-minute injury flag or what have you. That should do it. And that'll be it for David Cutcliffe and Duke. Came out here tonight against North Carolina A&T and wanted to get a win in game 2, and they did so. Started off a little bit slow, but up next for the Blue Devils, a date with Northwestern. Your thoughts on what they have coming this season?
Yeah, I'm excited to see those guys just continue to grow. You know, a huge second quarter, a huge third quarter, 42 points scored right then and there. But these guys just have to continue to develop. Lean on your strengths. Lean on Mataeo Durant. Lean on the efficiency